What up, Laker Nation? It's your boy DTLF, man. Back with another video as the Lakers survive the Timber Pups with like missing hella stars, missing Carl Towns and D'Angelo. 103 to 108. Lakers barely survived by five, and some really questionable decision making in the end got me kind of upset. The coaching was pretty bad tonight. I'm not gonna lie. Russell Westbrook was atrocious again. And those two things by themselves almost lost us the game, almost costed us the whole game. Now, if we would have lost versus this team, man, I mean, horrible. We needed complete efforts from LeBron James again, overexerting himself, doing too much. We needed Carmelo's clutch play as well as Malik Monk's good shot creating. All these things just to get over the Timber Pups. I'm a little disappointed. I'm not gonna lie. Now, a win is a win, so I'm happy we get the win. We roll into the new year. We continue to let this thing going. But a couple things I got to talk about. Okay, a couple of things I got to talk about. Now, let's start off with the biggest negative and the biggest reason that they were in the game the whole way. Russell Westbrook. All right, I'm starting to see his trend in the way he plays now. And my thing is 10 turnovers. It's not even a joke because you went up against the Timber Pups, who are not even a great defensive team. All right, this is a team that's, if it wasn't the playing tournament, they'd be a surefire guarantee lottery team. And they were missing Carl Towns and D'Angelo Russell. And you had 10 turnovers, most of those unforced. And every time he turned the ball over, they kept coming back on us. Every time he was off the floor, we made our runs. Every time he was on the floor, horrible. Now, I'm going to say this. Check this out. Okay. Russell Westbrook ends up with 20, right? 20 points or whatever, but 10 turnovers, only 5 assists. He was on the negative, on the plus minus. I usually don't look at that, but I did realize tonight, every single time he was on the floor, we were going negative. LeBron James literally had a carry once again, man. 26 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, 1 block, filling up the stat sheet, doing too much. While, again, to Real's point, shouldn't have even been that close, but it's a double-edged sword. And I'm seeing Russell Westbrook's trend is he has one good game, one regular game, and like 2 bad games. One good game, one regular game, and 2 bad games. That's his trend. Watch, next game he might step up and have a good game. Hopefully, I pray to God he does. But man, people want to say THT. THT is playing pretty bad. However, he's young. He can improve. Russell Westbrook is as good as he's going to get, man. So there's no hope for me for Russell Westbrook because if he continues turning the ball over this late into the season, again, 10 turnovers versus a mediocre team. The other night he had 7 turnovers versus another mediocre team in the Rockets, and just that trend continues. Now, the other negative I want to get into before I get into the positives is Frank Vogel's coaching. Boy, I remember why he used to piss me off. I almost forgot because he was away with COVID protocols. I almost forgot. But I remember tonight why he used to piss me off. This man went small ball even when they were destroying us on the glass and killing us, man. I'm telling you right now. Check this out. They had on the stats, they out-rebounded us 56 to 28. All right, 20 offensive rebounds. Okay, points in the paint, they destroyed us 58 to 32. We won, honestly, we won by a miracle by the fact that LeBron James and Malik Monk and Carmelo decided to hit clutch buckets at timely situations. But my goodness, man, this should never be this close. And Frank Vogel continues his small ball BS, even when clearly we could have used Dwight tonight in times. In spurts, at least. You don't have to start him if you don't want. But in spurts, man, again, we got away with it because Carl Towns wasn't playing. But I guarantee you, if Carl Towns would have been playing, this would have been an L if Frank Vogel decides to stick to his small ball crap. I'm telling you guys, something's got to give with this coaching stuff. I'm not happy with them. My boy Rusty says, this proves that small ball doesn't work. We were out-rebounded offensively. Why is Vogel and Fizz like the small ball so much? This whole coaching staff got to get bottled up and thrown to the trash after games like these because we barely managed to win versus a depleted Timberwolves team. By the way, we're almost complete. We're just missing AD and Kendrick Nunn. Okay? They're missing a lot more. So you mean to tell me that Anthony Edwards and Patrick Beverly almost beat LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, and the rest of the crew? Not acceptable, guys. We got to be a lot better. That's why you don't see me super happy about this win. Yes, anytime I can get a win, I'm satisfied. But at the same time, come on, man, we got to do a lot better. Super disappointed, and this team for sure gonna have to they're gonna have to wake up defensively as well because man, we weren't boxing out or doing none of that stuff. Everything we were doing, guys, we were getting clapped. We were getting clapped on the boards and they kept making runs every time LeBron went to the bench. I'm not happy about that. I have a strong feeling we're going to send him to the Pacers or the 76ers on God. I hope your feeling is right, because let me tell you something. Whenever he's off the court and Stanley Johnson was out there with Avery Bradley, that was so nice defensively, man. Avery Bradley continues to shine. He's somebody we haven't talked too much about recently, but the boy is looking really nice, Avery Bradley. Let's go look at his stat sheet, okay, just so you can see how nice he is. And the stats don't tell the full story, because on ball, he was phenomenal again. But Avery Bradley had 14 points. He was +2. 4 steals. 4 steals, yes, ladies and gentlemen. Avery Bradley. Alex Caruso, who? 4 steals for Avery Bradley with 14 points. He had 4 rebounds as well. Stanley Johnson was a +6 as well on the team. Anytime he's on the court, he had 2 blocks. I'm sorry, that's not Stanley Johnson. That's Malik Monk. Malik Monk was +6. He had 22 points. He continues to be phenomenal. He actually had 2 blocks, so defensively he's getting better. Only 2 turnovers. These guys are going to – listen, those guys deserve playing time. Stanley Johnson was great, too, defensively in spurts. This team has a lot of wing depth. However, we can't rely on that and keep going small versus this team, because if we do, I'm telling you, we're going to get beat. Well, we almost got beat by Nasir Little. Nasir Little's not even an elite big man. He's decent, but he's not an elite big man. My goodness. Noel, appreciate you, bro. He said, I would trade Westbrook for anything. Addition by subtraction. That's your starting point guard making 44 mil, 10 turnovers. Exactly. Noel gets it. All right. The simpletons will never get it. They'll be like, well, at least he had, 5 assists and 20 points. Yeah, but he freaking damn near cost us the win. Again, you don't believe me? It's in the tape. Go back and watch the game. Anytime we're about to make the run, what happened? Stone hands Westbrook would lose it off the backboard. Some crazy. I don't even understand. Yeah, Nazir Reed. Yeah, whatever his name is. That guy. He killed us. My bad. I confused him with Nasir Little. Nazir Reed. Yeah, he absolutely destroyed us. We out here looking like, Shaq in his prime. I couldn't believe it. And the coaching staff refused to make the adjustment. My boys are texting me during the game. They're like, what's going on with the coaching staff? Shout out to Q. Shout out to Chapito. I was talking to both of them at the same time about this. It's like they refuse to make adjustments. And I'm like, man, that's going to cost us some games if they continue to be stubborn. We need better we need better situational in-game coaching from this staff, man. Honestly. Is it Dan, Phil Handy, when they went to halftime, what's going on with the coaching stuff? I have no clue, man. Honestly, they don't seem to be on the same page, and nor do I blame Phil Handy. He seems to be a great player development guy, but I think he's capable of maybe even coaching. And this staff with the small ball, maybe they bump heads, because I'm sure Phil Handy's old school. He probably believes in having a big man out there just like I do. But, man, what an ugly win. I'll take it. We start off the year with a W, so overall I can't be negative about it. But yeah, I was disappointed by a lot of the stuff, man. A lot of the stuff. Ariza played. He said, there's no way out of Westbrook this season. Probably not. But the coaching staff definitely should hold him accountable. Like, how do you have 7 turnovers at the half? I would have benched him in the second half to send a message. But this coaching staff ain't got the you-know-whats to do that. So, I don't know, man. But at the end of the day, he has to be a reason why we compete, not a reason why we might lose. He needs to be, he needs to hold himself accountable and just be better as a player. Very disappointed to see a veteran do it. People want to criticize THT. THT's young. Yes, he's not playing good. Who knows when was the last time? Who knows if he'll ever hit a 3-pointer? But at least THT's young and his ceiling is higher. And he was a lot better, honestly, last year and the year before that. But I've seen what he could do. Now, Russ, on the other hand, my man is 33, man. My man is 33, and he can't take care of the basketball 10 turnovers. You're hurting your team, bro. My boy said, Russ 10 TOs, and we lost on the offensive glass 20-40. Ridiculous with the small ball crap. Sometimes you got to know when to put a stop to it, man. My boy Dwight's out here getting stiff on the sideline. My boy out here looking like somebody's grandpa. Can't even stand up straight, man. Probably going to have back problems from sitting all the damn game long. And I said it pregame. I said, you can get away with small ball versus some teams, but other teams are going to make you pay. We're lucky that they have Karl Towns tonight. That's all I got to say about that. Right? And people keep arguing about, small ball's working. LeBron likes to play center. He's doing too much. You don't see how physically exhausted and frustrated LeBron looks. He's out here grabbing his knees, winded as hell, frustrated because he's doing everything. Literally, LeBron James was getting the steals, blocks. He was going coast to coast finishing, knocking down clutch threes, assisting on easy buckets. Like LeBron James doing too much. He should not be playing center. in my opinion. As good as he's looked there, he'll look good in any position. He's just LeBron James. Can't have that. My boy said that Malik LeBron connection is great. Malik is definitely a bright spot for us. Yes, he is, man. That's why I was really excited about him being a Laker acquisition, bro. I knew he had the potential to eventually take over the starting spot. It's his. It's his now. There's no way if AD comes back and he ends up being the odd man out from the starting lineup, I'm gonna be pissed because Malik Monk is dynamic. He's always been like this, but I know if given the right opportunity, because like I said, when he was in Charlotte, he was like the third option off the bench. You know, you had Teddy Rozier, Devontae Graham, and LaMelo. Matter of fact, I think he was like the fourth option on that team. Here with us, he's getting plenty of opportunity, and I pray to God that we ink him long term because Malik Monk has a world of talent. We haven't had a two guard like that in a while, so it's very nice to have that sort of talent. Post Kobe Bryant from the two guard position. Like, listen, those kind of guards aren't easy to come by. So I'm glad he's getting us 20 points regularly in the starting lineup. I mean, what do you have? 22 tonight again? Man, this kid definitely deserves 30 plus minutes. You're right on that, bro. Absolutely. Let's go back and look at his stats just to appreciate his greatness. I don't think we appreciate him enough. All right. Malik Monk had 22 points. He was +6. All right. He had 2 blocks, 1 steal, 1 assist, and he went 8 for 14. Talk about efficiency. 8 for 14 from the field and 4 for 9 from beyond the arc. No way that this man doesn't deserve all the minutes he's getting and all the praise. Seriously, man. Pay the man. I don't care whose money you got to take. I mean, take a slice out of Russell Westbrook's pie and give it to Malik Monk because the man has to eat. He's only 23, showing this type of potential alongside LeBron James. That's huge. That is huge. And people don't realize it's not easy it's easy and then it's not easy to play alongside LeBron. It's easy if you move without the basketball, if you can play off the ball, if you can catch and shoot, and then when LeBron gets gassed and he needs somebody else to take over the reins, if you can do that. Malik Monk checks all the boxes. But hey, remember who told you first about this kid even before we acquired him? I said whoever lands Malik Monk and gives him playing time is gonna land a sleeper. And luckily it was us, man. It was us and it was Rob Pelinka making that call and making it happen. And I told you he's gonna get opportunities because the kid can play. And sure enough, he's probably one of our biggest acquisitions thus far in the season. So Dan, why don't we play Dwight? I just don't understand, man. I don't get it either, Braden. They're going towards the small ball lineup. I guess they're trying to transition with the league. And like I said, we can get away with this for a limited time as long as LeBron is super healthy and we're going up against bummy teams. But you don't want to see a team that has an elite big man and you're still running this lineup because two things are going to happen. You're going to wear out LeBron, potentially risk injury, and we're going to get destroyed on the glass, kind of like tonight, even though they don't have an elite big man. So that tells you you have to be a situational coach and make the proper adjustments that this coaching staff isn't. Oh, they're not aware of it, or they're pretending they don't see it, or I don't know what it is, man, honestly. But it is driving me and my friends and the rest of Laker Nation nuts to watch us get exploited by, again, we almost got out rebounded by 20 plus. All right, that's horrible. Hey, shout out to the Rams, baby. Horns up. I see you, Alfonso. Yes, sir. He said, what up, Dan? Not going to lie. The Rams game was one hell of a heart attack of a game. Stafford been prone to turnovers. He needs to get all of that out of his system before the playoffs start, man. For reals. But next game is like a playoff game, so we're going to need him to be on his best. I hope he flushed all the jitters and everything because he's getting ready to go to the big stage, man. We win the division on Sunday, and then we march on to the playoffs where we're going to need him to be great. Listen, we have a very good defense. At times, it disappoints me. At times, the front line defensively disappoints me, but because we get broke through easily, man. I mean, Debo a couple of weeks ago ran all over us on the Niners, and let's hope that doesn't happen. All right, from their wide receiver / running back. We got a good team. We just got to put it together and hopefully take care of the football. Because man, when Matthew Stafford gets out of the pocket, I hold my breath every time, and that's the advantage of having a great quarterback that can get out of the pocket and make plays like Murray and all these great quarterbacks around the league. We don't have that, so we're going to need our guy to rely on his cannon and his IQ. He said, Dan, I'm the Canadian guy from New Year's Eve. Our call was fired, man. Hey, appreciate you, man. I told you, go back and listen to it just in case you don't remember it. I understand, man. You were having a good time, so it's all love, buddy. I appreciate you, though. Shout out to Canada. He said, I've seen this small ball before. Houston Rockets. He said, Westbrook on that team too. That's a good point. I mean, a lot of this is to cater to Westbrook. One of my boys from ATL messaged me on Instagram. He was like, listen, bro, I think they're doing this to bring up Russell Westbrook's numbers and his trade value. But let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. If Russell Westbrook keeps turning the ball over like this, I wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot pole. I don't care what team it is in the league. So he's going to need to take over the basketball, whether he stays or whether he's just trying to get his trade value up. Whatever the case, man. 10 turnovers versus a bum-ass team like the Timberwolves, it ain't it. He said Lakers need to be careful with Bron. They did the same thing to Kobe when he pulled the team to the playoffs and tore his ACL. Exactly. I've been saying this for a couple weeks now. That's my biggest concern. I know LeBron's like Superman, and he don't really got kryptonite, but you don't really want to expose him. You want this version of LeBron in the playoffs. That's when we become invincible. So I agree with you 110%. Thanks for the donation, bro. My boy said THT jump shot is broke, needs to get in the lab. I agree with that. He said get reps up and work on his left hand. LeBron doing GOAT things. We going 8-5 in January. Schedule tough. I hope you're right, man, but I want to go more than I'm greedy. I'd rather go 9-4 than 8-5. I know it's just a game, but that's my target for January. We started right, 1-0. So I know the schedule gets tougher. We got a couple of games I'm not looking forward to unless we win them, but you're right, man. Let's hope that we continue to play good. He said they're giving Dwight the Montrez treatment. I don't like it. Vogel gotta go. Been saying this all year. I agree with that. Again, that's exactly what they did to Montrez. Now you see how the boys hooping over there in Washington. So you got to know how to utilize your talent and play to the best of its abilities. Now I understand what you guys are going to say. Well, Dan, the spacing is horrible when you have a big. I'm not even telling you to start the big, but at some point you got to put out an enforcer to change the rhythm of the game. Like these guys had like 5 offensive rebounds in one possession versus us. And I was like, yo, where the heck is Dwight? This is when you plug him in. You got to send a message to your team like, yo, if you're not going to box out, you're going to lose minutes. Bottom line, the guys sometimes get out rebounded, out muscled by the size, the length, and the hustle. And that was an unacceptable play. We gave up 5 offensive rebounds one play till they got a bucket. They kept shooting and shooting and shooting, and we couldn't box out. So, but I'll give credit to Stanley, man. At his height, he's doing all right fighting for that glass. Now, sometimes he gets out rebounded, but at least he's putting his body in the way. Again, reminds me of a Dollar General version of Meta World Peace. But I'll take it, man. They get away with small ball with him a little bit, but still, like I said, I want that big man in the paint doing dirty work at certain times of the game, at least, if they're not going to start him. I still believe in a big man, even though it's the modern NBA. If you don't have the right personnel to run that small ball full time, you're going to get exposed, right? My boy Supreme says, stop giving Westbrook minutes and give Dwight minutes. Absolutely. If Westbrook had 7 turnovers and a half and he played for me and I was an NBA coach, I'd immediately bench him in the second half. I would have came out with a lineup of LeBron, Dwight, Austin Reeves, Malik Monk, and Avery Bradley. Like that would have been my lineup coming out of the in the second half. If I was the coach, right? And Russell Westbrook had 7 turnovers at the half. Yeah, I'm sending a message. I don't care if he pouts, if he breaks shit in the locker room, whatever. I gotta send a message, and the message is stop turning the fucking ball over. Frank DNP Vogel. I don't know what that means, bro, but oh, you're talking about because he DNP'd Dwight? I see what you mean. Strictly Buckets, appreciate you, bro. You said keep up the good work, mad respect. You should go through the January schedule now and predict each game for us. It would be fun. That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea at all. However, this is going to be a quicker video, man. I got about 10 minutes because I'm going to go do a dog rescue right now. A little dog they're giving away. I'm going to go pick it up and drop it off at a good home. He was bitten in the nose. He's a pit bull. So we found a good home for him, and I'm going to go do that right now. So I'm going to keep this video a little shorter. However, I might do a side video and do exactly that. That's not a bad idea, and you guys know. Anytime you guys have suggestions and we all agree, I can definitely make a video. Would you guys like that, by the way, in the chat right now? If you guys agree with Strictly Buckets, I should make a side video predicting the schedule, going through the schedule this whole January, maybe even February, and predicting where I think we can go. That would be cool, man. He said Malik is playing great. Listen, Malik Monk is a starter material. He's a star player, really, but he plays the right way. He doesn't try to, stat pat. So You guys say yes, okay. Then I might make that video real soon, man. Real soon. For sure. As soon as I get a chance, opportunity on an off date, maybe even as soon as tomorrow, I'll drop that video. I got y'all, man. By the way, I owe my boy Big Baby Jonathan Davis a video. I've been busy, man. I've been, dealing with a bunch of stuff. Like I'm not even done yet. My night's not over. It's just getting started. I'm gonna be up late tonight. So I've been busy, bro. So I'll take a rain check on that video that I gotta make with you. But as far as the live stream on this channel, definitely, man. I'm gonna do that real soon. As soon as I get a chance. Yeah, I might even surprise y'all tomorrow. So I appreciate the suggestion. That's just dope right there. You said we'll get this to 1,000 likes. Oh, heck yeah. If y'all can help me out, y'all got other video suggestions. You listen, if you guys get each and every one of these videos to at least 500 likes, I'm not even gonna ask for 1,000. Get it to 500. I'll do anything you guys want, man. You know what I mean? If you guys want me to make a video talking about other teams or any sort of thing you guys want to suggest, just get me up to 500 and I got you for sure. Did LeBron and Handy fight? I wouldn't say fight. I'd say it's more like competitive nature, right? I think it's competitive nature. They were going at it, So yeah, I'm not sure. I wouldn't call it a fight. That's not what I would call it at all. He said 1,000 likes easy. It's actually not hard to get. It's actually really hard to get people to like stuff, man. Sometimes people watch it from their Xboxes and their PlayStations, so there's no like buttons on there. So I understand, man. I'm very understandable, but whatever you guys can do for your boy, I appreciate that. He said, thank God for Monk looking like LeBron's Robin. Right now, I'm not even kidding. It's not even to hate on Russell Westbrook, but he looks like the second best player. Takes care of the basketball. Okay, very intelligent. Hits his wide open shots. He fit in on this team like a glove, and I hope that the coaching staff sees it and they continue to start him there. Because to me, there's no better two guard on this team right now than Malik Monk. I can say that confidently now. In January, I can say that. I was evaluating all the guards and everything, but it looks like THT took a step back. I was hoping he would take the reins at the two guard. He took a step back, and I did mention preseason how his shot will be crucial for him remaining in the unit, right? But Malik Monk has elevated himself, and he's playing defense. He had 2 blocks tonight, all right? So he's even buying in on the defensive end. That's huge for this team. Huge. My boy said Malik equals Byron Scott. Now, I don't know about that comparison, but he reminds me kind of like a smarter version of J.R. Smith in his prime. Remember J.R. Smith in his prime? Yeah, J.R. Smith was somewhat of a Skywalker, just like Malik. Malik has hang time. The way he did that double clutch layup the other day on one side of the rim to the other one. Malik Monk is a bucket, man. And he reminds me a lot of like a younger JR, but higher basketball IQ, in my opinion. Also reminds me a little bit of Terrence Ross. But again, I like Malik better because his handles are good. His IQ's up there, and he's just a smart player. What happened to Wayne Ellington? I'm not sure if he fell out of the rotation or what, but that's a great question. I even forgot he was on the team, man. That's crazy. That's a great question. What happened to Wayne Ellington? Who knows? But he was shooting really well before he went down with COVID. So he said Malik is just different. He said everyone in their phone, close chat. He said hit like, open chat, done. He said let's support the brother. I appreciate you, Braden. Thank you, bro. He said yeah, the player Byron would dunk good too back in the day. No, I know that, but I think Byron Scott was more of a defensive-minded player, in my opinion. He's in protocols. He said Austin Reeves should get more minutes. Austin Reeves, also, another one we got to talk about, man. This guy, Austin Reeves, every single game, every time he's out there, I haven't even looked at his stats, but I know he made an impact for sure. I know Austin Reeves, my boy AR-15, made an impact. Let's go look at his stats right now. My boy Austin Reeves only had 2 points, but he did have 2 assists. He had 4 rebounds, and he was even on the plus-minus, so not bad at all. Not bad at all. Look, bottom line is these kids, both THC and Austin Reeves, all right, let's just say we end up not making a trade. We hold on to them. I just want to see these kids develop, but it's really encouraging when they're playing good in the season when we need them. You know, if we can have both things, if we can have our cake and eat it too, I'm very happy with that. Now, somebody was trolling on Twitter, and they kept saying, oh, Westbrook's better than THC. I'm like, listen, he better be better than THC. He's getting paid $40 million, while the other one is young. He's 21 and still learning, wet between the ears. It's not about who's better between them. I'm hard on Westbrook because I expect more from Westbrook, period. You know, we're not paying THC $40 million. We're paying Westbrook that. He's supposed to be the third option on this team. So If I'm hard on him, it's because I expect a lot more, and I've been disappointed more than not. That's all I'm saying. Intel Wild, my boy said in one possession, yes, they had 5 offensive rebounds. We had only 4 the entire game. Isn't that crazy? That's when you know. That's when the facts are smacking the coaching staff in the face. And it's like, yo, sub in a big. Dwight Howard is right there. You won a championship with Dwight playing major minutes and having a good role. Like, play the man, right? Play the man. He said, Dan, I think Wayne just lost minutes to Bradley, Monk, and AR-15. He said, those 3 shooting guards are just outshining him, unfortunately. I agree, and I'm okay with that. I'm completely okay with giving the guards that are playing better more minutes. However, in a game where Russell Westbrook had 7 turnovers, would have been a perfect time to bring out, Wayne Ellington for some threes, right? That's all I'm saying. Where there's a will, there's a way. If the coaching staff is smart, you go with what's working. If Russell Westbrook's playing bad, bench him, give him like 5 minutes off. I promise you, 5 minutes on the bench to start the third would have sent a huge message. And then you give him his regular minutes after that. That's all I'm saying. Samuel says, Dan, Collison is gone, you think? You know what? I'm not sure if his 10-day contract ended or, what happened was that we got our players back from health safety protocols. And I think by default, certain players can't be on there because you can only have 15, except with those exceptions. And that's why I think they had to trade away Rondo too, because if not, Stanley Johnson would have had to be waived. So I think that's what happened with Darren Collison. I think his contract became null. I mean, he probably still got paid for the 10-day, but you can't have more than 15 people on the roster. That's what I know. 15 plus a two-way player, so in total 17. But that's a good question because I even forgot he was on the team as well. But that's how good these young guys have been playing. I mean, Stanley, the Manly Johnson, Avery Bradley has been phenomenal too. Under the radar, phenomenal defensively and offensively. Malik Monk has been probably the best of all the guards. And like I said, Austin Reeves. Those guys have been so great that we even forgot about Darren Collison and we forgot about, Wayne Ellington and all that. I mean, that's a good thing to me because when you start thinking about these other players, that's how you know the players on the court aren't doing their job because now you're thinking about a substitution, right? He said, good night, Dan. I have school tomorrow, and I'm in the East Coast, New York. Hey, shout out to New York. Good night, brother. I'm about to get off in about 3 minutes, so I'll take as many questions as possible. And remember, my boy suggested the video trying to predict what happens here in January, maybe even in February. So I might drop that tomorrow if I have time. If not, I'll drop it soon, I promise. He said, Avery Bradley is just a treat to have when he's not playing. He said, we think it's fine, but we lose a lot with him out. That's what people kept telling me. We didn't have the same defensive team, and I kept calling bullshit on it because I said, what about Avery Bradley, right? What about, now even Stanley Johnson. Before that, Austin Reeves. Like, we had plenty of guards, and now Trevor Ariza, a wing. We have plenty of defenders out there. I don't want to hear we miss this player or that player. Not once have you, as good as Kuzma has played, not once have you heard me cry for him because last year, and this is the thing about me, these role players had a golden opportunity to step up and help LeBron through the injury of Anthony Davis. And we didn't have a Malik Monk type bucket getter. No, sir. We didn't have young legs like Stanley Johnson defensively in the perimeter, and we didn't have an Austin Reeves, a clutch bucket shooter with high basketball IQ and that makes an impact even when he doesn't drop buckets. So we got a little more dynamic this season, but we are lacking at the big man. And I feel like I've been saying that for 2 seasons now. For 2 seasons, I've been crying about how we don't have a big man like Dwight. Now we got him, and now we're not using him. Somebody mentioned earlier how they think Frank Vogel is giving Dwight the Montrezl Harrell treatment. That's not right, because when you have the right tools for the job, you got to use them. If not, guess what? It's going to be a much harder job. That's my whole point. What's up, Ish? He said, hey, what's up? Dan, he said, I'm the only Lakers fan in my family. They are all Kings fans. He said, but I'm the only Lakers fan, and they always make fun of them. But I show them your vids, and they get quiet, so thank you. My dog, man. That's what I'm here for, bro. That's what I'm here for. And shout out to your family, man. It's all fun and love, you know what I mean? But listen, major shout out to your family if they're loyal Kings fans who've been there from the beginning. If they've been around since the Mike Bibby Chris Webber, Doug Christie, Bobby Jackson, because that was a great team. I could understand why the Kings fans, right? If they've been around for that era. But if they were, I don't know, they just decided to pick a team, then shame on you guys, man. Y'all missing out on greatness, man. Y'all missing out on the purple and gold. Like, come on, man. Come to the good side. But I will say this. If they're loyal fans, I respect it. That's all. I'm all about loyalty, right? That's what I'm all about. I'm not going to go knocking on your door and preach and try to get you to convert, right? If you see the light, you see the light. But, hey, shout out to you, man, for being the only, I won't say intelligent. I won't disrespect your family. But shout out to you for being the only diehard Laker, man, even through the pressure and all that. That must be fun, though. If I had a family that rooted against a different team, I'd have fun trash talking them all the time. So all in good fun, man, and Happy New Year, bro. My boy said, Kings, I do like Bagley. I'd love to have Marvin Bagley. I really would. I think he has star potential. He's just underdeveloped. That's what happens when you got Luke Walton at the helm. Look at all the young players we had underdeveloped when we had Luke Walton. So you said Russ and a pick for Jeremy Grant and Kelly Olynyk. That would be a steal, Ashley. That would be a steal. They don't want Russ. They want THT. They probably want Austin Reeves and a first-round pick just for Jeremy Grant if we get lucky. But, yeah, I want to hold on to Reeves. I'd rather give up Kendrick Nunn, honestly. But you know what? I'm kind of excited. Putting all the trade talk to the side, let's just say we stay with this current roster and maybe add a big man off of the buyout market, like a Tristan Thompson or something. That could work as well. And I'm very excited, man, and I'm hoping I'm hoping we do something like that. Even if we don't make a trade and we hold on to the youth, I would love to see what Kendrick Nunn can bring to this table. We're already deep at the guard, but imagine having another bucket getter off the bench. Now you got one starting for you in Malik Monk. You got one coming off the bench. Oh, man, I'd be excited as hell for that. My boy Ish said, yeah, we're from Sacramento. My dad has been a Kings fan for as long as I can remember and got a signed jersey from Chris Webber. That's really dope. See, those are diehards. I can't talk smack to them, man. All the smack talking died in the finals when we beat them. That's all I can say, all right? That's the maximum amount of respect for your family I could say as far as trash talking, man. But major props to loyal fans. No matter what team you are, except you're a Clippers fan, then no respect for you. But every other fan base out there, all 29 other teams, if you've been a loyal fan, whether I hate you because you're a Celtic fan or a Jazz fan or whatever, I still respect your loyalty. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about. We can trash talk, but we keep it on the floor. I never go into personal stuff and stuff like that, Chris Webber was one of my favorite players growing up as a kid. So was White Chocolate. White Chocolate was fire. Hey, listen, one of the first jerseys I ever received, even though I'm a diehard Laker fan, my family always been diehard Laker fans because I actually liked the Kings whenever they weren't playing us. They were fun to watch. I remember they gave me a White Chocolate Jason Williams jersey, man, and the headband. And I used to hoop with it. So, it's all love, man. It was a fun little mini rivalry in the Western Conference, but it's all love, man. I love loyal fans, real loyal fans. Raquel said, LMAO, accept the Clippers, respect that. You know what's up. Hey, listen, Raquel is one of the realest ones on Twitter that I have seen, and she knows damn right we can't listen. Laker fans got no love for Clippers or their fans or their franchise or their slogan. Like, I'll never forget when I want to go visit my brother. They had the cringiest, corniest, board signs up by the freeway, on my way there on the 10 freeway and on the 605. And I remember they had the cringiest, corniest. Like I even forgot them. But if you guys want to help me make fun of the Clippers right now, and you can remember some of them, like it didn't even make sense. It was like scars over stars or some shit like that. I was like, what the hell? What you mean scars over stars, bro? I'll take the stars all day. Los Angeles, all about stars. It was some weird shit, corny shit, man. Yeah, you can never. But anyways, guys, thanks so much for the support, the love tonight, man. Always have fun, especially during the wins. And I will see you guys, like I said, maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after. Gonna make that video you guys requested, man. Make sure to smash the like button. And if you already haven't, please subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Great night.